Hi, welcome to TAROVERSE. Thank you for clicking on this video. Let us begin your timeless tarot card reading. An intention was given to me as I meditated before this reading. I feel that there's about to be a lot of internal conflict. I guess not internal, external. There's about to be a lot of conflict around in the external environment. This is not talking about like your home necessarily, your family, or like your friend groups, but more so on a bigger scale, globally, in your country. I just see things becoming very tense for most people. Let this be a reminder that you can make it through whatever kind of conflict that you feel that you're going through, especially if it's external around you. There is a reminder here to be calm, to be steady, and to always anchor into your peace and your love, regardless of what is going on around you. This reading can resonate whenever it appears to you, whenever you feel drawn to it, regardless of the time that this was recorded. Likely the themes will be focused on love and self. If you don't have a romantic interest and there's a theme of romance within this reading, remember it could be about self-love as well. The deck list will be available in the description box, and when this reading cuts, it will go to an extended immediately after and resume. That will also be found in the description box as well as the pinned comment. Again, welcome to TAROVERSE. If you're new here, let's begin. We're starting out with a very somber type. Number 22 for some of you may resonate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Number 11 may also resonate for some of you, 11 or 22. Anyways, we're beginning with a very type of somber energy. I almost feel the energy of the 5 of Cups within this card. This is making me feel that currently, as you come into this reading, you're feeling the energy of a loss. I feel a lot of you have turned your back on something or someone, but also something or someone may have turned its back on you. This could feel like the loss of an opportunity, the mourning of a situation, but it's kind of hard to get out of the mindset of this kind of melancholy or of this loss. It's like your mind is kind of fixated right now, or your mind is kind of stuck right now on something that isn't working, something that you had to leave behind. The first thing to bring to consciousness in this situation is that when you feel your mind drifting towards the melancholy, when you feel your mind drifting towards the loss, to steer it back into the present, anchor it in the present. In the present, there is no loss. Loss is a feeling. It's not anything else. It's something that you're focusing on, and your mind is going to suck you into it over and over, but you're meant to take your mind out of it right now. That's going to help it last less. It's going to help it be less strong than what it feels like for you right now. There's the feeling of your guides, angels around you, spirit, a team helping you, but they're not able to get through. And this is because the focus of your mind is so heavy. It's almost like a part of you wants to kind of anchor yourself into the loss and feel it. But you have to ask, what good is it doing after a while? You're meant to mourn and you're meant to feel, but you're meant to be processing it too. Otherwise, it's of no use. I do feel that the more that you're able to lift yourself out of this situation, the more spirit, your higher self, your team will be able to get through to you again. I do feel a little bit of a block here with their communication. And trust me, there is someone or multiple things that do want to be helping you, that do want to be on your side right now. They're showing me that they're there, but it's very hard for them to get through to you. Your root system, the things that anchor you into the ground. I'm using the word anchor quite a bit, and it's not necessarily in my vocabulary. It's not something that I use a lot, so that should just be a word to be highlighted right now. But your root system is not very established. Some of you may have just moved locations, or you may have just had, I want to say, have transcended. You may have moved or gone over some significant change, but I feel like this is a physical location change for a lot of you. But it's like your roots are not firmly placed. I feel like you were uprooted in some way. This could just be a situation that kind of took you off guard, or like you're about to be moving. Well, I do feel that this is good for you. The change that you're going through, even if you do feel uprooted, the issue is that you're not re-establishing your roots right now in this current situation. There's a lot of abundance once you do start to stabilize, once you do start to feel more in control. Once your roots are established, you're going to feel better. It's Four of Wands energy. It's back in your element. It's getting nourishment, vitamins for some of you. It's also going to help you grow more spiritually, maybe even physically. I don't understand that part. But it's going to also attract a lot of abundance for you and bring in a better season. So Spirit's really highlighting the necessity to move the focus of your mind away from this loss and to start working on your stability and establishing your roots at this time. For some of you, I do feel that there is actually going to be a move coming up, and that's very like dysregulating for you or something like that. But again, I see that as a good thing. If you're not able to root, if you're not able to take your mind out of where it feels quite stuck, then I do feel this is a representation of, I don't know if this is going to focus very well. This is a representation of the darker aspects of the shadow being able to take a hold of you and almost drown you, right? Your emotions, anything kind of negative will be able to be exploited, or maybe is right now. The less that you show control and sovereignty, the more that the shadow, or even shadow energies, like other people's fucking shade that they're throwing on you because they're jealous, that's going to be able to attack you much more easily because you're not firmly rooted, because your mind is focused in the negative and in the lack, and that's going to be your energy. You're going to attract that, and it's going to be exploited. I'm not saying this to scare you. It just means that once you get your shit together, if it's not, things are going to be a lot better. And that there's a lot of forces dragging you down right now if you don't start to be conscious of the way that this is working, right? So understand your energy and take control of your energy by, first and foremost, taking control of your mind and your perception and where you're keeping your thoughts. That's going to dictate your actions on your day-to-day basis and get you more in touch with your subconscious. This is going to be confirmation of, this is so weird, I usually don't go this. There's going to be, I feel like, events coming in the sky. I want to say in the next 4 weeks to 4 months to a year. The number 4 is really significant here. There will be galactic events in the sky that will confirm that there are forces beyond this realm or beyond this reality that are helping you or that are wanting to contact you. There's something greater out there, is what I want to say. And that's in touch with you right now. These are helpful energies, but it's like they'll be shown or they'll be making themselves known in the sky. This is a good time to make a wish or to start casting your worries upward. Cast your worries to the moon. Make a wish to the beings above you, whatever. Understand that there are very powerful, beautiful, great forces up above that can help. Acknowledge its existence, whatever it may be, whatever you want to call it. God, spirit, aliens, I don't know. For some reason, it seems like it will be revealed in the sky in some form as confirmation. Last message from this oracle deck is to cut out the things in your life that are no longer necessary. It's time to get up off your ass and start making the changes that are needed. Each of these little things that she's pruning can represent a thought pattern, a habit, a person, a place, whatever it may be. There's things that I feel like need to change. We need to go. The garden of your mind needs pruning. End of story. The old knight. If your life were split into 2 chapters, or let's just say 2 books, the first book has just come to an end. The second book is beginning. The thing is that in order to begin this second part of your life, the second half, the last 50%, you need to realize that the first book, the first half of your life, was kind of just setting up the second, was kind of just, it's to be viewed as an old you. You no longer need to identify with things of the past that no longer define who or what you are. Sure, you're the same character as always throughout both books. The difference is that the exponential growth that you've gone through, the storylines are now finished from that first book. You're starting new ones, okay? It's almost like you want to carry over some kind of definition, some kind of story, some kind of narrative from the first book to the second, but they don't belong there. It's almost like the second book, the only similarity it has to the first is the main character of you. There's something totally different going on here, and you're in this transitional phase into the next story, but you need to be able to let go of all of these definitions. And it's not that easy to do. We want to cling to these definitions of ourselves. A lot of the time they're positive, or at least we're conscious of the positive definitions. We're not conscious of the negative definitions that we give ourselves. The things that we are convinced we can't be or can't do, can't achieve, can't get, can't feel. Simple as that. Those are also part of your definitions. You're being asked to leave those behind. Who are you? What will you become? It's like a blank slate. And as soon as you realize that, you can begin writing this next book, because the first one, it was like you were on autopilot. It's almost like it was written for you, and then events had to happen, tower moments, right, to develop that character, to get you where you needed to be, regardless of how it happened. Now your eyes are open, you're conscious, you have the ability to write the story next, an ability that you lacked in the first book. Another energy that I get from this is you don't have to fight as hard. It was a lot of fighting. You don't need to do that anymore. You can lay down your sword and rest. That's not what this next book is about. But use your time wisely. The first 50% is already over. Time is not forever. Not in your current body. Scary. Is it? Remember it though. Don't waste your time. It's very precious and very valuable. There's a lot of forces at play that want to waste it. Within you and also around you. Hunger. So your passions are igniting. You're becoming hungry for life. Hunger pains. Starvation for something that you've never had. Now you can get these things that you want trapped. A lot of you are in a lot of pain right now. This is a reading particularly, I feel like, for somebody who's experiencing a very deep pain or longing or loss, like a rock bottom, that you just don't think that you can achieve or get what you want. But this reading's here to show you that you can, or maybe you were like that in the past, very, very desperate. We have hunger, trapped, tradition, and strings. All of this is what you're meant to leave behind. No strings attached. Cut all the cords. No more strings to anything. I feel like you're tied to something right now. This could be a habit. Could be like an OCD thing. I don't really know. An anxious thing. But with strings and tradition coming out, I almost feel like you want to keep doing something the same way that you always have. Okay. Then ask yourself this. How much has it worked for you in the past? If it's been working to your advantage, keep doing it. If it hasn't, stop. Wake up, change it. You can, you have the ability, you can do it. Something needs to change, I feel like, though. Trapped in hunger, it's almost like you were, things you wanted were like dangled in front of you like carrots, right? Definitely hard, difficult situations in life that you went through. The belief system that needs to change is that you can never have those things, though. We're talking about this, right? But it's almost like you really experienced this deep desire is what I'm picking up on for things. This could be like connection, relationships, even material objects, because, I a lot of you have heard me say this before. I think to an extent, enjoying the material realm isn't really that bad, We can thrive here on the earth realm, make money, enjoy nice things. You just can't let that be the center of your desire and what defines you. You can have nice things. And I feel like some of you have wanted them, but then you just kind of convince yourself that you'll never get there. For others, it's, the relationship or both, but it's just like that. Again, this is showing me, and this is your confirmation that those things are part of the old book. That book is already closed. It's not even... You're out of it. You're like in the middle. You're in the in-between zone. Again, I'm getting transcend, transient, all these kinds of T words. Part of what feels so weird for you right now is that you really have nothing to define you, good or bad, and you're feeling these definitions leave you. You're feeling the old life, the old ways, not being in your grasp anymore, even if they weren't that great or weren't that comfortable. You maybe weren't able to name it until listening to me in the reading, right? But hopefully this is resonating, right? I don't want you to just think it just because I'm saying it in a convincing way. I want you to actually be like, wait, that's actually legitimately how I'm feeling. And if that is, then just know, it doesn't have to be you anymore. And those good things are coming in. death. We'll just leave it at that. Happy October. Again, timeless reading, but I am recording this in the energy of October. So this could be hitting you fucking dead ass June. Sun shining on your face. Doesn't matter if you're resonating. It's the energy of October, right? Change. So, working your way on through the decks that I chose for you today. With this deck specifically, this segment, there was meant to be a pick a card at some point, but then I was like, when? I'm not going to do a whole pick a card reading. I guess was when I pulled this is how they wanted me to do it. So only for this segment, it'll be pick a card. And you could just go through all three if you really want, but it's probably going to connect better to you if you do pick. So I'm not going to do any fucking fancy bells or whistles here. You're just going to pick card 1, 2, or 3, and I'm going to read it for you. You could skip the other 2. So here's card 1. If you feel like doing that, do that. Here's card 2. All right. And then card 3. All right, take a moment. Which one do you want? Here's 1. Here's 2. Here's 3. What do you resonate with? We'll do something a little special. Okay. We're going to put a card with each card. So still think. Do you feel more drawn to number 1, 2, or 3? All right, pile 1. Take a look first. All right, first and foremost, I feel that you're meant to build something beautiful. This almost feels physical. Make something beautiful. All right, whether it's yourself, an art project, beautify something. Realize as you do it that it's a spiritual act. You don't have to know how it's a spiritual act. As you're doing it, just be like, this is a spiritual act. I'm connecting with source, my higher self, as I beautify something, as I paint something, as I create something. There's a call here to get in touch with your third eye and your spirituality in a deeper way. This is through the keyword of honor. I'm getting a lot of art vibes here and creation. Okay, these are all things for you to ruminate and simmer on. Mors Iana Vitae. It doesn't even sound like Latin to me. If anyone knows what that means, you can comment below. Say pile 1. Here's the translation. There had to have been a death, and this is the spiritual version of death, not a literal death. Could have been for some of you though. There had to have been a death or a loss, tears and bloodshed. Again, these are all metaphors in order to work your way up the ladder into a higher form of vision, spirituality, and beauty. Those of you that came to card or pile 1, I feel like there's a theme here of beauty, beautifying, and things becoming more beautiful. The card that you got here is Exile. This is hermit energy. It's okay to spend time alone. Being alone is not the same as being lonely. And I feel like in order for you to create or to beautify, you will need more time alone. Don't be afraid of that. And if you've been casted out as an outsider before, again, this is kind of like confirmation of your energy being here. But there's something special about you. And I feel like what you're doing is unearthing that and realizing that. And once you really bring that into your consciousness, that becomes part of your energy, part of your frequency, and everyone else around you will notice it too. In miraculous ways, the right people and situations will come to you once you realize your own beauty. Weird, they kind of look similar, I feel like. Pile 2. Gold and lead. Beautiful. So transmutation is really strong here with this card, and what's being brought to consciousness here. The number 3 is very strong with this card as well. A little bit of a conflict here, but also building. You're in a stage right now where what's being brought to consciousness for you, unlike pile 1 where it's more about beauty and the self, this is about taking what has happened. It's almost like you've went through something, or something difficult has been happening to you. Maybe you're over it now. Maybe you're still going through it. And you've been stuck on finding out what the fuck to do with that energy, how to handle it, how to get through it. And what you're meant to do is understand how to transmute it. It's not about getting over it or getting rid of it. It's about understanding that this energy, let's just say grief from like loss, right? That's at one end of a spectrum. So if that's what you suffer from, if that's what you're trying to get over, you move that energy, you take it to the other end of the spectrum, which is, I suppose, abundance or acceptance. I don't really know. That would be for you to figure out. But it's like, if you have that energy of grief or loss, then you could literally take it and turn that into a positive. Start understanding the positive aspect of the negativity that you're feeling right now. Once you do, you can start to transmute that energy slowly but surely. I do feel that there's some kind of, there's a healing that's taking place from a very deep hurt. And you've been lost, really trying to find your way, going in a lot of different directions, trying a lot of different things. But it's like, here's your center. And it's like you try to go here to find some way to fix something. Maybe this relationship, this person, this modality of healing. Then you go here or you go here. What you're realizing right now, or what you're meant to realize, is that actually it was nowhere but the dead center is where you find what you're looking for. The dead center being you, maybe your heart space or something like that, because you are the one now who's going to be able to do what you were looking for everything else around you to be able to do. Do you follow me? Snakes, very significant here. Bones, bone mancy. I don't know if that's a thing, but the word came to my mind. I'm not saying that the places you looked, the people you spoke to were useless. In fact, that was part of your journey into self. You wouldn't be able to transmute the energy if it wasn't where you were going or what you were looking for and what you learned along the way. So don't think that was a waste of time. But now it's basically like, okay, here's the missing piece of the puzzle. And your card is the secret. Which I think I just gave you the secret. So it's not a secret anymore. Pile 3. All right, we got moth action. Changeling. Okay. You kind of feel like the ugly duckling right now. And I'm not saying that, oh, I should show you this better. I'm not saying that I think you feel physically ugly, although some of you might. This is very metaphoric. It means something about you that you feel, either about where you are on your path, or maybe how you look, or like some other way, something about you is just so imperfect, one could call it ugly. It's not how you want it. Almost you like stomping your hands on the counter, just being frustrated that something's not right. Something's not the way that it should be. You're very unhappy. And it's almost like you do blame yourself, which is good. Like, we're taking responsibility, right? We're blaming ourselves for things, but you're blaming yourself for the way that you're viewing something, and you're just being hard on yourself. It's not productive. It's not constructive. All this really needs to be is a simple shift in perception for you. And then you realize that the imperfections, they're not imperfections. Where you are right now is before you hatch into the moth, into the butterfly, into whatever winged creature you want to pick. It could go in a lot of different directions when you hatch. There's a lot of variations of what you can hatch into, and they're all different. They're all unique in their own way, and they are all very beautiful. but you need to create what you want it to be. Like, you have control over what you become. You have control over where this goes. Being bitter, being mad, being frustrated isn't really getting you anywhere right now. This is about acceptance and then leadership. You're leading yourself. You're becoming the leader. This is about acceptance and then you taking this where you want it to go. And with whatever comes out, whatever the product is, whatever the final result is of where things are going, you're meant to be happy with it. It's going to be beautiful in its own unique way, and you're meant to embrace this. A lot of people will have their eyes on you soon, and this is I'm feeling a very heavy leadership role. So this would be, I think, like in places like the workplace. I feel like a lot of people maybe that are into social media are going to be attracted to this pile, and you will see that the more that you embrace yourself, the more that you love yourself, the more that you have that shift of perception, when you hatch, the more your business, the more your following, the more your abundance is going to grow. It grows with, it grows equal to the amount that you have accepted and loved yourself. The card that came with this is Thawing. What I kind of feel like is that all that frustration came from you being disconnected from your heart. It was frozen for whatever reason, probably self-defense. Now that's melting away, right? And that's so raw, so intense. But I think there's a lot of water signs here as well for this pile. Sun or moon. Probably sun, but I feel no, okay, whatever. But like as your heart's opening up, it's almost like this visceral scream or cry just because it's so intense. And then all of a sudden it's beautiful, but you're going through the intense part right now. So I hope you all enjoyed that pick a card reading. Feel free to comment your thoughts, feelings, and reactions below. And now let's go into your tarot. Let's go into the tarot section, all right? Again, the tarot section specifically will go into an extended, which will pick up right where this leaves off. And I will also clarify with maybe some of the oracles that we have here, or maybe pick up a new deck as well. Your main energy at this time. Messy. But it wants to be this. It wants to be the Five of Pentacles. Are you kidding me? You want to find something. And you're looking so hard. I don't feel like you're looking in the right place. I feel like the act of looking for what you want to find defeats the purpose of what it is you're looking for to find. Your actual energy, which comes through as messy. Ten of Wands. Eight of Swords. The Wheel of Fortune. Again, it's the terrification of that in-between space between the two books that we were talking about earlier. It's a very heavy, slow-moving, frustrating energy, dragging your feet, unable to even see a glimpse of what's next. It feels and looks bleak. Almost cut. I feel like there's this cutoff from spirit for you. Like you don't feel it there. And it's weird that the Wheel of Fortune, though, is right here as well. The next chapter, the hand of God having its play, like with your circumstance, with your life. It's like this is all orchestrated. This is all part of your path. But I feel it's like you can't feel that. And that's frustrating. So you look harder and harder. And that kind of strays you away from presence, from patience, and from faith. Spirit wants you to know something. 3 cards. The Empress, Death, and the World. First of all, kiss goodbye to all the things you're leaving behind from that old chapter. That douchebag who didn't know your worth, that annoying family member who never really saw who you were, that dead-end job that you were just afraid to leave, even though it sucked, that shitty apartment, that shitty place you were living, even though you probably could change places, it was just enough for you, right? No, the things that are coming into your life, the things that you surround yourself with, should be part of your pulse, should be a vital force. The people, the relationships should be helping you grow, getting you excited, building you up. It should not be habitual routine. It should not be just because. So kiss goodbye to what is not giving you life. Because if it's not giving you life, it's taking your time. And time is your life. So it's taking your life. In a sense. Wasting time is literally death. This shows me an awakening. It shows me that once you are able to say goodbye and move forward, the true essence of yourself awakens, the flower begins to bloom, and then with the world. With the world, you've made it. There's abundance. You understand. The blindfold is off. You're suddenly free again. You can see again. You can feel the breeze. You can walk freely. You've made it. Almost there. I feel like the true key is faith at this time. Maybe my words make you feel like you have to make all these changes and feel flustered and rushed. If I could only give you a little bit of direction, it would just be to be present and to have faith and to understand what is right for you. The rest will fall into place if you do that. If you know your worth and you know what is right for you, it's very easy to see and to just implement by nature, because your subconscious is doing all the work, what is correct. Timelines will align the right energy for you. Everything just starts to set into motion, which I feel they are. Things are setting into motion for you. It's not long. I feel like it's only a matter of days after this reading. These words should speak to you in a way where you start to realize and you're starting to be able to see in the very near future. The stagnancy is over. It's ending at a rapid pace. Hopefully it's been brought to consciousness for you, the energies that need to be. Two of Pentacles, Four of Swords, the Hermit. Deep within you, and this is the most important thing, in your subconscious, this is the most important thing to change in your life and to bringing the things to you to become magnetic. Deep in your subconscious is where it needs to happen. Things need to come from there and into your consciousness. Once you realize, once you understand these things in your subconscious, everything changes. Your control of your world and your energy becomes yours again. It wasn't before. If it's not conscious for you, you don't have any control over it. There's a light being shown in the darkest parts of your subconscious now. You'll be able to control the way things flow on a very deep and satisfying level. Spirit is giving you this gift. Not everybody has this gift. The Emperor, the Tethered One, the Two of Cups. I knew this would come out. I knew it. Part of this gift, part of this power that you're walking into in the second book, in the sequel, in the last 50% of your life, you're on your throne now. You call the shots, right? We get this. We've established this. There is somebody in your life. At one time, they dictated how you felt, what you did, where your mind went, how you spent your energy, all these things. They dictated that because there were too many mechanisms in your subconscious that were not conscious. And this person was able to move those by their energy. And that's just the power of love or obsession, right? Not that they were doing it on purpose. Their presence, their connection was able to speak to these parts of your subconscious that you had no control over. Now that these things are becoming conscious for you, this connection, which is very difficult, very sorrowful, full of distance or loss, it evolves. It changes completely. Both of you change completely as you come into your power. I don't know about the other person. I'm not going to explore their energy so much right now. In the extent that I will, I guess. You're going to be able to do what you need to do. So I feel like a lot of you will be able to magnetize this connection, being that soul connection, that love of your life type connection. Or some of you may start to view this person as your stepping stone into your power and saying goodbye. I feel whatever it may be, it's going to be your call, but the power is back in your hands towards this connection. But these cards here do indicate or signify this hot and cold, very difficult connection that has really shaped a lot of your story in the first book. And I feel as we start to begin or open this second book, it begins with finality in this connection. And it's you